Good morning, this is Mrs. Heisenbuttle, and I'm sorry I'm not here today, but I wanted to give you a quick introduction for Design and Modeling, which is our 6th grade GTT unit. So this is a very short little video that I made to hopefully introduce you to what we're going to be doing. So first off, Design and Modeling teaches you the basics of how to design and create final products. We learn about the design process. We also learn a lot about sketching and drawing and perspective and measurement and accuracy. And then we take all of that and we use 3D AutoCAD software to visually create three-dimensional objects to represent our designs. So first thing we have to talk about is safety. That's going to be our very first unit. We're going to spend a couple of days talking about general safety stuff, because if we're not safe, then we can't do the hands-on piece. So the safety part is really important. Then we move into the design process. We have 9 steps to our design process. And these are basically the steps that we follow in order to come up with solutions for our design problems. Then we're going to talk about measurement. We talk a lot about historical measurement and why we don't use those anymore, like cubits and fathoms. We don't tend to use those measurements all that much anymore. We're going to talk about why. And then we also talk about the difference between accuracy and precision when we're measuring. And you're going to see that, well, for most things you need both to be accurate and to be precise, but in some cases you want one more than the other. We are also going to be building lab skimmers, which are sort of like, picture a fancy paper airplane, but it skims across the floor instead of flies through the air. And so we're going to build those and hot glue them together, and it's a very interesting little process to kind of practice with our measurement skills. And then after that, we're going to move into sketching and drawing. This sketch that you can see in the picture is a one perspective sketch. We're going to be talking about both one perspective and two perspective sketches, and you can see that I have one vanishing point right there in the center. All these lines for this room are connected to that vanishing point. So when I talk about perspective, the reason we're talking about perspective is to draw in 3 dimensions and to make things look like they're actually a physical item, so that when we go to actually create them, it gets a lot easier. So we are going to also be talking about design for production, and what we're going to use when we design for production is this program. It's called Autodesk Inventor 2014. There's a new version every year. So I'm just going to very quickly show you how we get to make a little shape. So I'm just going to move these circles. They're 1/2-inch circles on a 3-inch rectangle, and I'm just going to move them over. And then I'm going to use my little scissor tool to trim out the parts that I don't want, which are right there, so that I have a hollow space on the edge there. Finish the sketch, zoom out a little so you can actually see it. And then I'm going to revolve this around that axis, and that's what I get. So I'm going to hit OK so you can get a good look at it. So in this case, this is a mallet head for a mallet, a little hammer that you would use on a pegboard toy. And so we're going to, this is one of the projects that we're going to do, and you're going to get to learn how to do all of this.